or you made it more than halfway through of the Masterclass series. So welcome back and celebrating you for being here on your Sunday and really stepping up to put time and energy and intention towards the results that you want to create in your singing career. So, how you guys feeling? How great was yesterday? How great was hearing from Amy? She's so inspiring. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna sneeze. And now all of a sudden, because I said I was gonna sneeze, now I won't. Yeah. Okay. Well, if it comes, it comes. um, I'm so glad that you guys are here. I was just talking to my daughter. Who here is like super stoked that for the Wicked movie on Friday, or it opens Thursday, I think. But like that's all she can talk about. We're like buying advance tickets. So that was on my mind. I was like, Wicked tickets. Anyway, all right. Who practiced your sirening tools from yesterday? Tell me in the chat. Who was playing with it yesterday after our session? Yeah, good. I see you guys. Allison, way to go. Julie G, yes. Maureen, nice. Aubrey, Aura. Oh, you guys are on it. You guys are on it. Joshua, yes. Good, good, good. Okay, celebrating those of you who did your meditation today. So tell me who did it today. I want to see. Say me if you did. Elena did. Yes. Audrey, yes. Maureen, yes. Maureen, you're 2 for 2. Audrey, you're 2 for 2. You're in your tools, you're in your meditation. Jennifer, yes. Good. Both Jennifers. Both Julies. Good, you guys. Stepping up. That's what we like to see. Who did your thought exercise? Did you guys get a glimpse into why you sing the way you do? Who did your thought exercise? Tell me in the chat. Yeah? Oh, good. So many of you doing your thought exercise. Were any of you surprised by what actually came up? I know, like when I've done work like this before, and when we do this kind of work with our singers in the training program, it can be really kind of like, wow, I didn't even know that was where this was coming from. I didn't know that was what was, motivating me or sabotaging me. Or so it's pretty interesting when we can see, yeah, Aura is saying I never paid attention to it. It's true. We don't often think about this stuff, guys. So it can be really interesting when you start to get under the hood and understand the thinking behind the singing, why you sing the way that you do. So I'm really, really proud of you guys who are stepping up and who are doing the work, celebrating Colleen Esposito on her enrollment into the intensive program. Woo, woo, Colleen. So excited to work with you, and we'll have our onboarding call this week. I'm really excited to get you into the tribe and get my hands in your clay, as it were. All right, you guys, we have a lot to get to today. So as a reminder, just of our housekeeping, save your questions, train first. If we have time for questions at the end, we will, and we have a whole session again, just reminding you Wednesday's session is like all Q&A, so we can, we'll have time for all of that. A reminder to uphold the safe space. This is the space for vulnerability, for bravery. I have a 0 tolerance policy for any criticism, judgment, meanness in the chat. So please uphold our value that this be a safe space. And if you are somebody who wants to volunteer to coach today, make sure that your original sound for Zoom is turned to on. And if you don't know what that means, Ashley can tell you in DM in the chat. Okay, guys, let's get to work. So today, I'm going to give you my favorite tools to fast track from process to performance. So these are the tools that I find are the most helpful to really get out of your own way and bring it like you have never brought it before, no matter what the circumstances are, no matter how many people are listening, no matter how long it's been, no matter if you're, in your high voice, you're low, it doesn't matter. And the thing that catalyzes your technique, the thing that connects you to your voice, your unique sound, the thing that fast tracks you to your potential so that you can go out there, perform, record, win auditions, make money, all the things that you want, is mindful integration. Mindful integration. So this is where you start to understand all the ways that you're getting in your own way that you don't realize. and you learn how to get out of your own way when you perform. Get out of your head, trust your technique, trust your body, trust the tools, and have those tools for the biggest impact that will get you there every single time. Those of you who know me, you know my motto is bring it, like anyone, anywhere, anytime, bring it. You want me to stand on my head and sing Gilles Desaria from Rigoletto? Bring it. You want me to, get up in the morning and do an audition at 8 a.m.? Bring it. Because I know how to get out of my own way and trust my foundation. And so the first concept for mindful integration is to ask more powerful questions. So if you're following along in your masterclass workbook, this is the first concept. Ask more powerful questions. This is key for mindful integration. So we've got to create space for the body to integrate what's possible. And so most of you sing from a very narrow, contracted, energetic space that's been created from asking some very, very disempowering questions. Just saying, lovingly calling it out to you guys, okay? So many disempowering questions. What if I'm not as good as I think I am? Why would anybody pay me that much to sing? That one was Amy DeLuca's, right, Amy? Why would anybody pay me that much? What if I botch the high note? That one was Tom's, who you're going to meet later today. What if I take a risk in my singing career and I fall flat on my face and I'm judged? What if I invest in a producer, training, traveling to an audition, and it doesn't work out? How can I compete with all these other singers who are younger than me, prettier than me, more experienced than me? Oh my God, you guys, so disempowering. And yet this is where most of you live. So energy flows where attention goes. And since we know that singing is an energy game, then in asking these kinds of questions, you're just feeding that contracted energetic state that sabotages the sound, the impact, and the outcome that you really, really want. So we need to learn to ask better questions. Questions that create the emotional home and the emotional state and the response in your body that allows your best sound and your best performance to come forth. So you heard me and Annie ask many better questions when we were coaching our volunteers this week. You heard me ask tons of examples of more powerful questions. Questions like, how would I do this if I didn't care, if I was willing to fail? How would I do this if there was no such thing as fail? How would I do this if I got to fail? Remember yesterday when I was coaching and I said, I dare you to fail, right? How would I do this if I get to be perfectly imperfect? Sapphire was training on that, right? What if I do succeed? Like so many of you are so worried of what if I don't succeed? What if I do succeed? What if I get on stage and I knock it out of the park? What if I am the exact right person to be on this stage in this opportunity right now? Now there's space for possibility. And this space, your body and your energy is going to respond to in a way that allows your technique and your essence and your energy and your impact to now be this just massive transfer from you to your audience. And that's what gets you to the next level of those opportunities. And it's what brings the most powerful sound because there's nothing blocking it. So the next thing that gets in the way of mindful integration, besides all of your disempowering questions, that's the first, is the second thing are your excuses. So concept number 2 for mindful integration is annihilating your excuses. We got to just annihilate them because you guys, your excuses are the things that keep you playing small. So what are the excuses that keep you playing small? That keep you continually hitting that same ceiling in your voice, in your career, in your technique, in the opportunities? What are the excuses keeping you playing small? What are the circumstances you use to justify your circumstance? Why you are where you are with your singing and your career? You got to identify them, guys. So here are the top excuses that I hear all the time from seasoned singers, seasoned professional singers. I'm too old. I'm not thin enough. I'm not pretty enough. I don't look right. I'm not edgy enough. I'm too edgy. I don't sound like insert the flavor of the moment here. Billie Eilish, Kristen Chenoweth, like whoever. I don't sound like that. I don't have enough time, job, kids, etc. How many of you have that one? I don't have enough time. I don't have enough money for the things that I need to get to the next level. How many of you have that? You guys, like those of you who know me, I like love Shania Twain and I love her story. For those of you who don't know her story, when she was 19, so like barely legal, her parents were killed. I forget how they were killed, like a car crash or something. They were killed. And she has like two, I think, or three younger siblings that all of a sudden she became the guardian for. Okay, so if you don't think, and they were living out of her car. You guys go watch the documentary on her. It's so inspiring. If you think that Shania Twain had excuses, she had real circumstance. She had money circumstance. She had kids she had trauma, she had grief, and yet she did what she needed to do to stay in her dream and get there. Okay. And so it's like, I don't have enough time. I'm too old. I don't look this way. I don't look that way. I don't have this. I don't have that. It's like, guys, there are so many, many excuses. And that doesn't mean that they're real circumstance, but they do not have to define your journey. So, what are your excuses? Seriously, what is the story that you tell yourself to justify where you are with your singing and your singing career? Put it in the chat. Guys, this is the safe space. You've got to accept you got to get these things out, okay? This is the safe space. Type it into the chat. Out yourself. Because for mindful integration to work, we have to allow ourselves to truly see what is. To allow ourselves to see with compassion and love for ourselves the ways that we are holding ourselves and our potential and therefore our impact back. So, what are your excuses? Julie, I'm too old. Rick, I can't give up what I'd have to risk. Colleen, I'm not thin enough. Esther, I'll never be good enough. Nick, need more I don't have enough muscle. I don't have the community. Adam, well, Adam, you know we're going to fix that. You do have a community. You just need to come back. I love you and I'm excited to talk to you today. Anna, too much going on. Overwhelmed. Yes, you too, Anna. Same thing I just said to Adam. Aura, maybe I'm not good enough, right? I just don't have what it takes, right? I can't, I don't have enough money. Taj, I got booked, well, you got booed on the Apollo. So Taj thinks he has evidence that he's not good enough. So that's going to happen again. That's an excuse. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, you guys. Like I love so much that you guys are willing to just like air this out because I don't sound like this, right? I don't sound like this stereotype or what I think I need to. I'm not good enough. Like that could have been a huge one for Stephanie, who's one of our awesome singers who you're going to meet tomorrow. I'm too old could have been another big one for Amy, who you heard from yesterday, right? Right, Amy? So there's no way that you're ever going to get past the stinking thinking without like shedding the light on it. There's no way that Amy could have gone from a corporate job to making a full-time living as a singer the way she is now if she didn't have a really powerful reframe for I don't have enough money or I'm too old. Because otherwise, at her age and with what was going on in her life financially, that excuse could have stopped her. And then she would have felt completely justified. By the way, she would have felt completely justified and she would have missed out on everything that she's doing now. So we need to reframe our excuses. And the way we do that is by choosing more powerful beliefs. Okay? Your beliefs have to be more powerful than your excuses. So concept number 3 for today is choose your global beliefs. It is a choice, you guys. You get to choose your beliefs. And in my 20 years of saving singers' voices and careers, I have really found that there are 4 global beliefs that every singer must own to access 100% of their potential, be bulletproof, stand out from the competition, and withstand the inevitable ups and downs on this creative journey so that you don't give up before you succeed. So I want to share with you these 4 beliefs today, and I'm going to invite you to borrow them. They might not feel like your own yet, and that's okay. They might require conditioning and some real mindset work. That's okay. So right now, just borrow them until they feel like your own. First global belief. Singing is what I do. It is not who I am. We have to detach the worth from your voice and your singing. If your worth is completely wrapped up in your voice and your singing, then every single time that you have a wobble on this journey, which by the way, you're gonna have, you're gonna hear no, you're gonna get rejected. And if your worth is tangled up in that, that is a dangerous, dangerous codependence there, because it will really prevent you from doing the things and acting on your own behalf and staying the course to get what you need so that you do succeed. So number one, I am enough regardless if I am singing or not singing, whether I sing well or don't sing well. Singing is what I do. It is not who I am. You have worth and value merely by being born on this planet, and really owning that and conditioning that belief will take you so far into your potential and to what you get to create from it. So that's the first one. Singing is what I do, not who I am. Second global belief. There is no failure, only opportunity. Guys, if I am not failing, I am not learning. And if I am not learning, how am I going to succeed? Right? I love this analogy. You guys know Thomas Edison, when he was building the light bulb, apparently he made like 99 prototypes that didn't work before he found the one that did. And he was being interviewed. And the journalist was like, how did you get through 99 failures before you found the light bulb prototype that worked? And Edison goes something to the effect of, well, that wasn't 99 failures. That was 99 ways I learned not to build a light bulb, right? So guys, fail forward. If you are too afraid to fail, then you will always play it safe in your body, in your mind, and that is not how you get a performance that blows us away. Everything you want is just on the other side of your comfort zone. So welcome failure. Your challenges, your failures, that resistance, that is life tapping you on the shoulder going, hey, I know you want to get out of the ensemble and book that equity lead role, but you got to fix this first. You got to fix this thing first for that to happen. So the faster you fail, the faster you get data, and the faster you can fix the thing and move forward, the better. So gratitude for your challenges. It is the universe showing you exactly what you get to up level to have what you want. Take inspired risks, guys. Go for it. You're going to be uncomfortable either way. Either you're going to be uncomfortable staying small and staying stuck, or you're going to be uncomfortable taking risks and failing forward. So if you're going to be uncomfortable either way, you might as well be uncomfortable getting what you want. Just saying. So there is no such thing as failure, only opportunity. It's my favorite acronym, FAIL, first attempt in learning. If you are not failing, you are not learning. So in my book, in my mind, there's no such thing as failure. Either way, I win. Either I'm going to get the thing that I want and succeed, or I'm going to learn the thing and get some data so that the next time I take a shot, I do better. No failure, only opportunity, okay? The third global belief is go to the data, not the drama. Singers who work with me in the intensive program, like, oh my God, those of you who've been in our program who are here in the workshop, how many times have I said to you, go to the data, not the drama? And so what that means, guys, is your mind wants to create drama. It wants to, the inner critic wants to go to all of the ways that you are worried that whatever is going on, it can't be happening because either you're scared of losing what you have or not getting what you want. And so there's drama, and your mind makes meaning out of all these little things. And that takes up space, a ton of energetic space. So you have to learn to see what is without assigning meaning to it. You botched the audition? That's data. But what most of you, your mind goes to, you watch the audition. Oh my God, I'm never good enough. I'm never going to be good enough. I think my parents were right that there's no such thing as a real successful career in music, and I should just go be a pharmacist. Sorry, if you're a pharmacist, you're very important too. But you know what I mean? Like, you watch the audition, there's data in that, but your mind wants to make drama out of it. It wants to make meaning out of it. So we got to learn to look at the data, not the drama. So, what are 4 things I did well? Like, if something happens and you've come up against something that's challenging, something that didn't go the way you wanted, you put out an EP and it's been out for 6 months and you only have like 5,000 plays. Your mind could make that mean I suck. Nobody listens to me. I don't have the right sound. I don't have the right this. I can't do that. Like, all the meaning and that you make it mean about you, which then keeps you playing small because there's no way you're going to take another shot. And I got news for you guys. It takes a lot of shots to get where you want to go with this. It takes tenacity. It's a game of attrition. The ones who succeed are the ones who stay the course. And so instead of going to the drama, right? What are 4 things I did well? What's one thing that I want to optimize for next time? And then you work on that thing. And it's not just knowing it, it's taking action around it. So if you botch the audition because whatever, your breath support came out from underneath you, okay, I need some support on my breath support. So I'm not just going to know that. I'm going to take action. I'm going to get some expert support, right? It's data, guys. And then you making sure that you're taking action from the things that are actually needed versus you're taking action around your fears. And then you're not going to get what you want because you're taking action from fear instead of just looking at what is. So instead of going to the drama, you guys make the botched audition mean something intrinsic about you, your worth, your future. It shuts you down. And then you're not empowered to take those next indicated steps that will get you closer on the path to your target. So go to the data, not the drama. And now the last global belief, and we played with this a little bit yesterday, is I get to take up time and space. We did this yesterday with Rich when I was coaching him. I get to take up time and space. This is my stage. This is my time. This is my house. As I said yesterday, the world has a Beyonce. They have a Pavarotti. What they do not have is you. So this is your house. You get to take up time and space. These global beliefs, guys, they create energetic space where mind and body can now integrate and work together for everything that you want to create, both on stage and off, because you've empowered your awareness to run the show instead of your inner critic, your fear-based mind, your ego mind. Okay. So I'm going to give you a really fun tool now that incorporates all of these ideas. And it's what I call energy exploration cards. They're a tool to be able to engage with and shift energy when you need it in a fun way. And we're going to use them right now in some live coaching. So first, before you raise your hand, who did last night's homework, understanding why you sing the way you do? So if you did the homework last night, of those of you who did it, those are the people who I want to volunteer, not because I wouldn't love to coach all of you, but because it's necessary for how we're going to coach. So for those of you who did the thought exercise, who has a verse of something or a chorus of something they'd like to work on so I can help you find some integration using this new fun tool? And go ahead and you can raise your hand, use the reaction function down at the bottom of the Zoom. It's the little heart. If you tap it, you'll see raise hand. Okay, awesome. All right, Julie, I see your hand. Julie G. Hello, hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Good, hanging in. Okay.
I am. I have a lot of rejection stories. It's great, but I won't take time here.
But you know, that it's like we take those and we shove them in a giant sack and we put them over here and we carry them everywhere we go. We carry them into the audition, we carry them into, and we don't mean to and we don't want to, right? So in this energy exploration, we're gonna do a couple things to help you drop this hack, right? What do you want to play with? A couple, like a verse of something, a chorus of something.
Um, yeah, well, I thought about classical and then I thought about Joni. I think I'll do Joni because I know the words in my
Yeah,
head already.
yeah.
And it's music that my tendency is when I go high, I tend to lock up.
Okay.
So I've been working on this technique, and man, it's undoing decades.
And like in 3 days, and I haven't even had my eyes and ears on you. Like that's, but
Yeah,
you, it's just science, legit.
yeah. But it's funny. I went to this rehearsal yesterday after the thing, and I was like, okay, I'm going to apply this, and in 2 seconds it's out the window, and I'm already
Yeah, but
doing
that's
my old stuff.
normal.
But data, 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 data.
Data, exactly. And that's normal because what you're saying is you're human.
Yes.
And this is why conditioning these tools, guys, is really important because Julie has how many years of habits doing it the old way, right? So it takes like conditioning and then experts having eyes and ears on you to show you the ways that you're getting in your own way that you probably don't see. So does the Joni song, does it take you up into that part of your range that you were just
Yeah, I'm
talking?
just going to do the chorus for River.
Okay. Oh, I love that song.
I
It's
know,
such a
me
good
too.
time of year for that.
I know. I always excited when Christmas comes because
I
then I get to
know.
sing it.
Okay, and if you would do me a favor, take one step back from the device. Yeah, you were good. Yeah, you're really good now. That's better.
So get my. Okay, I own this place.
Yes. So recite your global belief. This is my stage. My stage. I get to take up time and space.
Yes.
So does your body.
Need my C again. I wish I had a river so long I would teach my feet to fly. I wish I had a river I could skate away on. I made my baby say goodbye.
Okay. So first of all, what did that feel like to you?
I've disconnected 100%.
Okay. And what when you disconnect, what does that feel like in your body? What do you notice?
Um, I kind of did not feel my body. I
Okay.
had the hands in the right place, and I think I was focused on the tone because
Listening to yourself
yes,
and
totally,
judging yourself.
yes, 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 yes. Um, in the middle of the high note, I thought, oh yeah, the sail. Forgot that. So yeah, a lot of just
What I hear is judgy
oh,
McJudgington come through.
total, total, total.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so here Julie's in the middle of this performance and she has this song that means so much to her that she loves. But inner critic, monkey mind as I call it. You guys, I call it monkey mind because if you don't train a monkey, it's going to run all over your house and smear shit on the walls and laugh at you. That's what your monkey mind, inner critic brain does if it's not trained. But you can train a monkey and you can train the brain. And so here she has this song that means so much to her. And yet it's Judgy McJudgington like the entire time. And what happens, guys, when you are constantly listening, judging, listening, judging, listening, judging, you're right. You have no idea what's going on in your body. And you end up making adjustments that don't serve, which is why as you go up, you start to close because that judgment is making you scared. Even though I guarantee you, you sing way higher than this when you do your classical rap. So it's not high, right? So, okay. So, first of all, I'm curious about the thought exercise that you did last night. What would you say is one big thing that you discovered in last night's homework about why you sing the way that you do?
I think the the why is years of judgment from others. Even though I had a pretty successful career years ago, I've had enough bad experiences that kind of got in there and set the critic on fire. And I have this bigger underlying belief if I have to please people, so I have to make beautiful music, and if I don't, they're not going to like me, and I'll get kicked out of the clan.
Mhm.
Because I've had that experience in life, not with music. Well, no, I did have it once with music. Um, so I think that's why I kind of get here because it's okay. Here comes the money note. Oh, and I get psyched, and now I do this. I didn't used to do this, but this is something that's happened later in life. Um, so I think that's the why is the people pleasing. That yeah, I got to keep people happy.
Okay. Okay.
That's the story of my life.
Yeah, and you guys, it's like how we do one thing is pretty much how we do everything,
Yeah.
and that's super common. Julie's not the only one in that, right? So, okay. So let's go back for a second. And you know, the people pleasing and the judgment, it's a version of perfectionism.
Mm.
Do you identify with perfectionism?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's a
My art is very detail, detail.
Mhm.
And it's all about perfectionism.
Yeah. How many of you watching who in the group here, tell me in the chat, how many of you relate to perfectionism? Tell me. Oh my God, I can see everybody moving to their keyboard. Yeah, truly. Okay, but you guys, this is really important to understand, which is Julie, your mind, and all of you who identify with this, has convinced you that in being perfect, you can control the outcome. You don't want to fail and you don't want to displease people because displeasing people means you're going to either lose what you have or not get what you want.
Mm-hmm.
And so ego mind has come up with this idea, this belief that if I'm perfect, everyone will be pleased and I'll get what I want and I won't lose what I have.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the thing about perfectionism is that it doesn't exist. Perfect doesn't. What your idea of perfect is different than what my idea of every single person in that audience or in that ensemble. And so here you're in this position of needing to do something that is literally impossible, which is be what everybody needs for every single one of them, and you can't do it. And so now you've set yourself up for failure and for feeling bad, and you've set yourself up for needing to control even more because the thing that your monkey mind has told you you need to do in order to succeed, be perfect, you literally can't do. And so that makes us try to control because we're trying to control this outcome that we literally can't. And I know that you know this, Julie, that you can't control what somebody else thinks of you inherently, intellectually, you know that. We cannot control people, places, and things. And yet, it's easier to buy into if I'm just perfect, then I'll succeed. And if I'm perfect, then I won't have to fail and have the sadness of displeasing somebody, not getting the role, going on stage and not having the outcome that I want. And obviously, we don't want that. So that's why we've adopted this belief. And it's right now overpowering your whole body. And
Mm-hmm.
it's keeping you in your head, micromanaging every little pitch, listening to every little pitch. And so when I listen to your technique and the way that it manifests in your body, is I can literally hear you trying to micromanage, micro track like every little pitch and all of the technique, and you're all up here, which is why you're not present at all to what the sensations in the body are. So let me go to my little energy exploration cards here and let me pick one for you. Oh, well, the first one I think might be it, but let me scroll a little bit. Okay, there's two and they're kind of related. I'm going to use them together. um there's three. I might use a couple of them. Okay, so the first one that came up, which I really think is for you, is I choose courage over comfort. It's comfortable for Julie to microtrack, micromanage, because that's what her mind for years has told her needs to happen for her to succeed. And it's gotten you this far, but it's not getting you this far. And so the longer we stay comfortable, the longer you're going to stay in the spin of what's been going on. Okay. So we're going to coach on the song now, and we're going to do technique, and we're going to do some other things. And your guiding intention for this entire moment in time right now is, how would I do this if I choose courage over comfort? a version of this is I get to be perfectly imperfect. That takes courage for those of us who are perfectionists because we don't believe that we're going to get the outcome we want if we allow ourselves to be imperfect. But right now, that comfort of the over control is literally manifesting in Julie's body, and it's causing her to micromanage everything, and she's losing the flow of her support, and she's losing the flow of her opposition. So we're going to start by I would love for you to siren, and you're going to take the siren feeling that we talked about yesterday when we were just doing, oh, right? So can you siren? What's one of the higher the pitch, the phrases that goes up? Wish I had a river, skate away on. I don't know if I'm in the right key, but
Wish I had a river so high, teach my feet to fly.
okay, good. Fly. So first of all, though, I want you to come back into your body for a second. And I want you first to feel what it's like to siren into your obliques. So I wore white today specifically so you guys could like see. Fly. You see my body go this way. So like poop it down and out and feel what happens under your hand and just siren. Fly.
Fly!
Good. Now you got the down. Now keep the down and oppose it. And you're going to breathe into the shape and space of the high soft palate. So you guys, it's always breathe into the shape and space. Don't wait till you're phonating for it. Same thing. Engage before you phonate. Don't wait till you're phonating for it. So start your opposition. Fly. Yes, let your jaw soften. Your jaw doesn't want to choose comfort right now. It wants to choose control. So watch as I siren up, I soften my jaw even more. That takes courage and trust in my body. Fly! I'm not forcing it. I'm just letting it go because I trust what's happening. Try it again.
Fly!
Yes, that was way better. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you feel that you let this go and trusted the engagement of the support? What would you say?
7.5 to 8.
Okay. What would you have to believe in order to take it to 10?
This, the sail part felt okay. This part, I feel like I fell back into the contraction instead of the other.
Okay. So Julie likes to go back into her analytical brain. I love you, Julie. I listen, you guys ever heard the saying you spot it, you got it, right? So like I'm right there with you. I asked her a question about belief and she went to analytic. There's nothing wrong with that. And notice. Okay. It's hard. I don't necessarily want to engage with my touchy feelies, and that's okay. So I'm gonna ask you the same question. What could you be willing to believe that would allow you to go from 7 to 10 in
Yeah,
that
I can
feeling
do
of
it.
letting your jaw go?
I can just do it.
Yeah, but do you believe that?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. All
yeah.
right. So how about this? I'm gonna make it a little more specific. My body knows how to do this.
My body totally knows how to do this.
Yeah, like my body was born to do this. I know how to make resonant sound. My body was born to do this. So if your body was born to do this, can you just let your jaw go and engage? Yeah, or do it on the what's it? Fly, fly.
Got to get a good laugh out.
Good. Okay, good. So here's what you learn. Here's the data we got there. So, guys, speaking of data, not drama, right? The data that I got that I'm going to mirror back is that, Julie, you were really good at going to 10 in your opposition on the way up. And as you came down, it all went like this, which is why we got, and then it all kind of went. Okay. So if you are phonating, guys, doesn't matter what direction you're going. If you are phonating, you are continuing in your opposition. Okay. But I will say that was way better on the way up at like letting this go. Did you feel all that
Well, it
space?
opened up. It totally opened up.
Right. But do you guys understand why? Do you know why, Julie?
I wasn't even thinking. I just was doing.
Well,
Yeah,
you
I don't know. I just let it go.
you have two global beliefs now that I deposited into your brain. The first one, I choose courage over comfort. All right, I'm going for it. I've chosen that. I'm doing it. The second one is I trust my body to make my body was built to do this. So when that happened, guys, see I can't coach technique without mindset, guys. It doesn't work because we did that a second ago and I asked her to go to her opposition and she did, but it got her to 7 in a sense of the full like scope of sound that she's capable of. But when she engaged back with the global beliefs, now her jaw's like, oh, okay, I trust you. I'm on board. And it was able to soften. And guys, when her jaw softens, because you said before, like I didn't feel like I was fully like there. When jaw softens, jaw is able to soften, and then all these muscles here are like that are connected intrinsically to your soft palate are no longer holding on, and so all this space can go whew, and that's what you felt. Okay, so now all that you felt, though, you kind of rode your way into it. You increased your way into it as you sirened up. Now what I want you to do is I want you to start with that amount, and I want you to do it, and we're going to just chant. We're not going to sing the melody. Just chant around the pitch center of the fly. Again, I don't think I'm in the right key. Where does that go?
Na na na, fly. No, that feels low. I don't know.
Uh,
I
Here,
wish
wait.
I
I get scared away on. That goes to the D.
yeah.
I get scared away on. I made my baby. So it's kind of around here. So I just want you to talk to me for a second. Just in your opposition, just talk to me. Say 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Yes. Do you feel how open and grounded that is? Okay.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna say, what's the lyric? I lost the lyric.
Wish I had a river.
Oh yeah. Right. Wish I had a river to skate away on. In the same way you did 1, 2, 3.
Wish I had a river to skate away.
Okay, so now that we're back in the lyrics to the song, we're back into the micromanaging. Wish I had a river. Don't align with the rhythm of the lyrics. Don't align with the different changing syllables. The same way you were changing words and syllables when we did 1, 2, 3, and that was changing, but this was not. Same thing. Long vowels. It might feel a little like square or whatever. Wish I had a river I could skate. Like, okay,
Right.
try it.
Wish I had a river I could skate away on.
Good. Now I want you to play a little with the pitch center. Wish I had a river I could, because I want you to get to know the feeling of being able to move around while this is still stable going in opposition.
Wish I had a river I could skate away on.
Good. How gooey can you be? Wish I had a river I could. You guys, this like Julie, this is not meant to sound normal, okay? This is meant to like help you to feel your body in a new way. All right? Go for it. Gooey, gooey, gooey.
Wish I had a river I could skate away on.
Good. Now take that feeling of consistent support, because what that was in making you gooey, before when you weren't gooey, you were still kind of engaging and then ever so slightly pulling off every time you would change a word. And this was consistent. Wish I could instead of wish I could. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's consistent, long, gooey. Now, the down is good. But I want to see what would happen if you're going to choose courage over comfort. What could it feel like to literally trust what's going on down here so much that you allow this sound to come up right behind your eyes, right on your hard palate? Say, ka, 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 ka. I have. What does that feel like to you? Is there a shape in it?
It's kind of right in there.
Yeah. Ka, ka, ka. It's the tilt. So yesterday when we were talking about like the shape of that resonance, you still are here. Okay, so it's like this. Wish I had a river. You see my whole face going like ah. It's a ah.
Yeah.
So when you think about directing the energy of the vowels right under your teeth, like right, like a beam of light right behind your what do you call it? Your gum ridge. Okay, so we're gonna be gooey, 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 right onto the gum ridge. Wish I had a river I could skate away on. One line.
Wish I had a river I could skate
Yeah,
away
you're the all of
on.
your body is on board except for the muscles, your scalenes and your like right down here. They're still like, yeah, you feel that. Yeah. And they're still like, Julie, we can't fuck this up. They're like, we still have to be. No, seriously, like these everything else is on board. And these guys are like, not so sure we trust this. Okay. So I'm gonna invite you to be willing to make a bad sound, to be willing to make a sound that might feel, or not feel, but sound, because you're used to listening to yourself. Sound maybe weaker than you would be used to, or brighter than you would be used to, or I don't know, something that you wouldn't be used to that you would judge. And all I want you to do is to air out your fangs, and I want you to talk to me. Wish I had, like, okay? Wish I, same gooey, 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 but I want you to literally be willing to make a bad sound and put it so far into your gum ridge. Don't worry about what it sounds like, okay? Try it.
Wish I had a river I could skate away on.
Okay, so you got half the battle. You
Got
got,
half of it there and half, yeah.
yeah, you got the front, but you're missing the back. So, okay, you guys, this is one of my favorite metaphors. Back to the Future, right? If you're old enough, you've seen Back to the Future. Hopefully, if you're young enough, you've also seen it. The flux capacitor, you know what it looks like? It's like a Y. The flux capacitor in Back to the Future. And it has energy going from the center, moving in all three directions, the flux capacitor, okay? You're down, you're up and back, and you're up in front. This is your flux capacitor. And I want you to visualize moving the energy, because you don't have to make a good sound. You're choosing courage over comfort. Comfort is to go to control and go to the sound that you are used to. Courage is what would happen if I opened my throat and I allowed my support to be what it is, and I just direct myself in the flux capacitor. Wish I had a be in your flux and see what happens.
Wish I had
do it again, do it again. You're losing this, and so we're getting wish, wish. Pull it forward, guys. Find your smell the brownies. Say aha.
Wish I had a river I could skate away on.
Okay. Is tongue tension something that you've struggled with in the past?
I don't think so, but I think in general it's probably all locked up.
Well, because you guys, so a lot of this process, it's a process of undoing.
I'm
Okay.
doing that.
And so you're doing much better in the support. You're doing much better at directing yourself here. But now your body, like, and you guys, this is mindset. It's not that she doesn't intellectually understand what I'm telling her. She does. But tongue now, because you let this go more. You absolutely did. And now tongue was like, fuck if I'm gonna if I'm gonna let that, we gotta control this, because we gotta make
Someone's
sure
got to hold the ship together.
yes, because we gotta make sure everybody's pleased. Because if not, then I will lose what I have and not get what I want. Okay, so tongue is now pulling back. Oh, it's going into the Kermit the Froggy place. Okay. Yeah, okay. So, and this is obviously a longer process of work. Okay, like, but to understand, how would you do this if you didn't give a shit, Julie? If I gave you full permission to make a crap sound, can you give yourself full permission to let your tongue go and let your jaw go and rely on the support that you know, because you said, I know my body can do this, and it can, but your tongue doesn't buy it right now. So what could you be willing to believe to give yourself full permission to make the sound that you were afraid of, to go towards what you were afraid of?
Wish I
getting better, but I want to know what is that belief? What could you be willing to believe that would allow you to let it go and make a sound, whatever sound is okay?
Yeah, it's funny when you were saying whatever you just said. I can't remember. My brain was like reject, no, I can't disappoint people. I mean, I
Yes.
think that is so deeply set. Um,
Yes. But this is the progression of the mindset
yeah,
work, you guys, and it can be undone. So, but just
yeah.
in this moment, just for this moment right now, right? I would love for you to disappoint me. I want to hear what is the sound that Julie's ego mind thinks is so disappointing that it could never be good. Your only job is just stay on your support and smile. Can we just do that and see what happens? Try it. Go for it.
Wish I had a river I could ski.
Okay, it's good. You're doing it. When you go up high, your body lets you do it. So, what would happen if you did it around here?
Wish I had a river I could skate
Yeah,
away
don't
on.
be afraid to use your consonants and you just talk it.
I
Just
know.
talk it. Wish I had a river.
Wish I had a river I could skate away on.
Yeah, can you really smile because you love what I'm asking you to do right now? I,
Wish I had a river I could
yeah,
skate away on.
good. Now stick your tongue out and go, ah.
Ah!
Oh, your tongue doesn't want to come out of your mouth. It is like, I need to control this for her. Ah.
Ah!
Yeah.
I
I
feel a
want
little
that to
hoarse.
happen.
I
Yeah.
feel a little hoarse, and I think it's because of all that tension.
Yeah, it's because tongue is like, oh my God, right? So now let's come back. Let's come back and then we're gonna go see our special guest because I see he's here. We're gonna go back to the so I think yeah, I don't were we on the D? Where were we? I want to put you in the right place.
I wish I had a river so long it would teach my feet to fly. I
Good. Now we're gonna do it one more time. You do that was actually way more flow through the opposition. But I'm gonna tell you to make it feel even better, okay? And I'm just gonna ask you, like, what do you love about this song?
oh, this was my theme song in college. Blue, the
Is
whole album.
I mean, okay, so
The
like
tears I have shed with this song.
so is there because I know when I have like my equivalent songs, there's usually a moment in time, like an image of a moment in time that it like takes me back to. Is there one specific for you?
An era.
Yeah. Okay. And does
Okay.
it make you and is it joyful to remember that?
Uh, uh, that's a whole nother conversation.
Okay. Okay. So then instead
But
of
this
that,
song was part of healing, let's just
oh,
say.
okay.
Joni
So
Mitchell
so
was part of healing.
okay. So there's a soft spot. There's a love for her. And that is joyful.
Yeah.
That is. That's soft. Okay. So like I really want you to align with that joy in your physiology. I wish I had a river to skate away. Like allow that to come into your physiology. I hesitate to just say smile because
I
it's
know.
more than that. It's more than that, okay? So what could it be like? Let's do it one more time. If you're just in your siren flow, but allow yourself to feel that gratitude towards her and allow it to exist in your physiology.
I wish I had. I wish I had a river I could skate away. Wait. I wish I had a river so that. Wish I had a river so long I would teach my feet to fly.
Good,
I
let's
wish.
do it one more time. You guys, Julie, you are inches. You are this close to feeling what you want to feel in your body, okay? When you went to fly, you lost your joy.
Yeah,
You lost your joy and you went
Time
to
to
how
go
my
back in.
yes, exactly. And then what happened was in the support, we got H's. Fly. Body's trying to push you up the scale.
Interesting.
Okay. So come back to the moment of your body for a second. And I want you to smile like your life depends on it and extend your support in the opposite direction from your smile like your life depends on it. Fly and siren. Don't make it beautiful. Just gooey gooey. Fly. Okay.
I wish,
Just go from fly.
fly. I'm getting
Okay,
hoarse
but
now.
no, no, it's not hoarse. It's your soft palate is coming down in the direction of the pitch.
Oh, really?
Fly. More smile. Literally take your hand, find your top teeth, and tap your top teeth. Open your mouth. Ah. Oh, now we're talking. Now tap from under it. Under. Ah. Just do the ah. Now there's no H, there's no crack, and
Huh.
it's all up here. Do you notice that?
Yeah.
Okay. So what does that feel like? What do you notice? Do the whole thing just on the vowel. Wish I had a river so just all on the ah.
Uh, I wish I
No,
had.
just all ah, just melody on ah.
Yeah.
Tap, 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 tap. Yeah, because the minute you stop, you pull and
Yeah.
then you lose. Okay. So Julie, it is all in there. It is all in there. It's a lot of moving pieces right now because right now there's not as much mindful integration going on. There's technical gaps that have to be filled, which you understand you're doing. You saw what happened to your support when everything fell. We got
Yeah, I
H's.
can't I can't think of this when I'm thinking of this, but when I'm
Yes.
thinking of this, I can't think of the other stuff. So
And that's totally normal, you guys. It's like this at the beginning. That's totally normal, okay? But each individual piece is part of a whole that when you in that moment a minute ago when you just did it, you weren't overthinking it and you were just here because you're like, Art, what is Art making me do? This is nuts. Well, okay. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, you chose courage. You chose courage over comfort. You did it perfectly imperfect. But guess what? It was way better because in that moment you were just in the flow with your body. And these are the things, guys, that it's like, it goes the progression, it goes like this. You learn a little, then you got to condition and it's hard, and then you learn a little more and then you got to condition and it's hard, and then you learn a little more. But the overall projection is this.
yeah, yeah.
And so what's the distinction for you? How are you going to find some of this again in your own practice?
Um, well, the word hope popped into my mind. Um, yeah, it's just going back to the beginning, really. I don't even know if I was ever trained correct. Who knows?
Could be,
But
could be.
decades of I can do this, and so there's a lot of habits. So it's really back to the beginning,
Yeah.
step by step, building upon each other.
Yes. And just in case I haven't hit this home enough for you guys, that like without addressing the piece that her ego mind has created, I could give you the best technique and progression in the world and your body won't do it.
Yeah,
Because did you see what happened? So first we got the support under wraps, and then jaw was like, "Oh, I'm going to control this." Then we got jaw to soften, and then neck was like, "Oh, no, 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 we can't let go. I'm going to control this." We got neck to soften, and then tongue was like, "No, no, no." So there's a and not just for you, like this is so common with the singers who we work with, which is like it feels to let go and to let the trust the body and to trust the support and to do all of that is really confronting.
yeah.
And so, every part of the body was like, well, when we let this go, then the other part's like, oh, I got you. I'm going to control.
Internal family systems, right?
Not too much, a little
Oh,
bit.
well, it's like that. It's parts. It's like, no,
Okay.
no, no, I can't. No, I'm going to take, no, you can't. I'll do it. No, never mind. I'll take care of it. Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's working the beliefs in tandem with the technique in the body so that you have moments like you did. And I know it felt like one moment, but that moment was huge because
Yeah.
that's what it can feel like. That's where you can live.
Yeah. And one of my mantras is just going into that place of just remembering the joy.
Yeah.
Dump the critic, just be like the joy of singing.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
basic, but when you have the critic going, it's really hard
It's
to tap
really
into
hard.
that joy.
It's really hard. So, can we give Julie a big round of applause for being so coachable and so vulnerable and so willing to experiment? Thank you so much,
Making ugly
Julie.
sounds.
And
Yay!
but guess what? Like you moved through it, and that's how you got to the open, free, true sound that your body is meant to make. And you got
Great.
there. Yes, well
Thanks
done.
so
So
much.
well
Appreciate
done.
it.
Awesome. All right. So, you guys, I'm going to give you these energy exploration cards tonight to work with. I'm going to share my screen so you can see what they look like. So, they are, you can cut along the lines, and each one is a different exploration of belief and energy and emotional home that you get to use as a directive. And so what you'll do is there's a ton of them. And so you'll cut across the lines, you'll fold them up and you'll put them in a bowl and then you pick one. And that's what you're going to work with when you do your vocal exercises when you let's say you have a recording session coming up this week, right? Pick one. Oh, I am a brave badass who gets what she wants. Like, okay, so what that is how and I don't think that's one of them. I just made that up. But how would I approach this recording session if I'm a brave badass woman who gets what she wants? If I'm Julie, how would I approach this rehearsal if I choose comfort over I'm sorry, if I choose courage over comfort? And that becomes like and you can practice with them too. So for tonight, what I really want you to do is to start to practice either the techniques training stuff that we've done, the exercises, or a piece of your repertoire engaging with one of the energy exploration cards. Okay, so that homework tonight is in your masterclass workbook for day 4. Okay, so we're running a little behind, but Tom, I hope that you're cool. I'm sorry, because I have a really special singer here to talk with you today because he really knows what it's like to struggle with massive strain and tension and vocal fatigue that was threatening to derail him. His voice had become so unreliable that like a lot of you it was causing a ton of fear and a ton of insecurity, and his bandmates were relying on him, but he didn't really have the foundation that he really could trust. And he has so much gold to share today about what has allowed him to have amazing breakthroughs and see results really quickly. And when I say quick, guys, like just a month out of the program, he was on the road on tour playing to sold out crowds, and since August like he's been doing that many, many times a week, singing better than ever. So please welcome Tom Stab. Hi, Tom.
Hi, Arden. So
How you
great to see
doing?
you.
I know. It's
Awesome.
so good to
Yeah.
see you. I've been seeing on your Facebook and on your Instagram all these pictures of these like huge crowds that you guys are playing to. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's fantastic. One of my bands, we're in our 34th year now.
That's amazing.
And yeah, it's just been great.
So I
And
would
started
love
a
if
couple of other bands, yeah, too.
yeah. So I would love if you could share with everybody just what was going on with your voice and what was going on with your singing before we started working together.
Yeah, I mean, before I do that, first of all, Julie, I can relate to everything that you said you experience. I love the song The River. I sing that solo and duo with the female vocalist as well. And, I think most of us can relate to that as well. And hello, everyone. Uh, f- I want to tell you, you are in a special place. This is truly something different. This is vocal training, mental. I heard community talked about. Yes, there's community here. I don't want to give it all away, but there is definitely more than that as well. So, yeah, so what was going on? So I've been singing some of these songs for years, and, as you get older, your voice, there's certain things change in your voice. And I was straining more, trying to reach the same notes in chest voice. I had had some training, so I could, do some transitioning, but my mixed voice was very weak, and it was small. And although I could do some of the transitions okay to well, the timbre would change. It would suddenly, change sound and get woofy as I got into the lower head voice. And those are things I definitely wanted to correct.
Yeah. But to me though, I remember like when you first came in and you were just like, remember when I asked you to do the thing where you turn your head? And like Tom had so
Oh
much
my
tension in
God.
his neck. Like there was a time I'm like, okay, Tom, can you just move your head as you're singing? And he literally goes like that.
That
Okay, like
was so
that's
true.
how much tension, and it was really, you talk about age and the voice, and I think that it bears saying, which is that it's not actually physiological age that's the problem. It's that well, in some ways, but it's that you can get away with a lot of bad habits when you're young because you can bounce back and you can just muscle through. And the older you get and the more you do it, like you just can't fake it anymore. Like your body isn't just not going to put up with that. So that's sort of where you were, if I'm remembering back to last summer.
Yeah.
And so I'm curious with what was going on. First of all, like, you tour a lot, you play a lot, you got a lot going on between family and other things. So I'm curious, like, what made you take the leap into this work? If you don't mind sharing with everybody.
Yeah, no, I was definitely I knew that there was more here that I could access, and I just didn't know how.
Mm. What was
Um
like the hardest part about that for you? The suckiest part about knowing and not being able to access it? How is that affecting you?
um it's I know it's like it's right there. And if you just can't grab it and, do something with it, it's very frustrating because I'm trying to use this thing all the time on stage. And like, why can I not just do it right? Or,
How many
do
of
it
you
better?
How many of you
Or
relate to that? Like, I know it's there because I've heard it. Sometimes it's there, and yet I have no idea like when it's going to be there or when it's not. And when I do get it, I have no idea what I did to get it and how to get it back. Like, how many of you relate to that in the chat? I'm curious. Yeah, totally.
so
No,
now
that.
on stage, sometimes, like, I I will do something and not quite as good as I know I can do it. And like I even told you this, and you found it funny that like I have your training in my ear saying you didn't support enough. Like next chorus around, support better, and boom, it gets better. Oh, siren it this time.
Yeah.
Oh, it got easier,
Yeah.
this time around. So those things are constantly going on stage, and I can't tell you how much they're helping. Um, when I go slightly off track, I'm like, oh, I know how to correct it now and get
Yes.
right back on track.
Well, you have a tool. You have a toolbox. You have
Yes.
a robust toolbox. But with that toolbox, though, how does that affect your confidence then?
I mean, I've always felt sort of at home on stage, but now there's a difference between I feel at home and this is my space. This is my stage. This is my
Are you guys
home.
seeing Tom right here? Like we coach this stuff in like it's like mantra, the Bible. Like we did a whole training. I don't know what time you popped into the call today, but the we did a whole thing on global beliefs. And so
Yeah.
one of the global beliefs is this is my stage. This is my house. This is my time. And so you guys like it's really important because he has this toolbox that then allows him to keep conditioning these global beliefs. And then it becomes a positive feedback loop instead of what had been a negative feedback loop. So that's so funny that you just said that because we literally just trained on that like before you got in here.
Hmm. Yeah.
So what are the biggest changes that you've noticed since being in the program and like what are the big things that made the difference? We've done a lot of coaching in this workshop, and I think it would be really inspiring and valuable for them to hear the things that move the needle the most for you.
Well, like you said, I could get away with things when I was younger that my body just can't. If I was going to strain that much and I had to sing the next day, or 3 days in a row, or something like that, I would have a much harder time now getting back on stage, doing it the next night. And now I know how to tune my performance so I can pick my battles. You know, that note, why should I kill myself on that? I'm going to do mixed voice, and now I know how to make that sound better than trying to do the chest voice. And sometimes that is the better choice for me.
Yeah. Well, and so what for you, during this week, we've been talking a lot about limiting beliefs, fears, excuses. Like, I'd love it if you could share what some of your biggest excuses, limiting beliefs, fears were that you uncovered, discovered, discarded that were holding you back prior to working in the intensive, but that you were able to really shift.
I think it was, yeah, I just didn't have the tools. I think that's what it was. I didn't, and that prevented me from having the confidence on stage. And now, like you said, I had the toolbox to go to. It's been such a game changer. And sometimes, it's just a question of those few notes, but it's more than that. It's much more than that, because um, even in notes that I was singing in, let's say, head voice, a lower head voice, I can get more resonance. I'm not collapsing my sail when I come down on notes now. I'm remembering to try to keep that open. And I know it sounds better
Mhm.
coming out, and it
Well,
feels better too.
right. That's the most important thing. But also, I mean, you do this. I mean, when you're in the season with your bands from the summer until like now, how many shows a week are you doing?
It really depends. Last weekend we did three. We took a plane in the morning, and we'd sound checked at 2 o'clock. Um, and we played that night. Then we played Friday night. Well, Thursday was like, it wasn't bad. It was an hour, right? Friday night we had 2 hour, 2 2 hour sets, and then Saturday night we had 2 2 hour sets.
Right. So like
Um,
this is your livelihood. Like
right
you
now it
can't,
is, yes.
yeah, like you can't afford like you guys, for those of you who are at this level, like what Tom is describing, he can't afford to get a vocal injury.
Hmm.
He can't afford to have to be on vocal rest after for 2 days after he sings one show. He's doing back-to-back shows, and he's got to be able to have the stamina and be able to do it efficiently enough so that it shows up for him
Yeah,
for
I mean,
two-hour sets.
when, now that I'm not, working in my previous career, and now that I'm doing this, like, it got real really fast. It's like, oh, I've got to do this the best that I can now, because a lot is riding on this. But I have the confidence to do it, and I can do it. And sure, sometimes during the day, I'm like, oh my God, don't talk to me. I'm going to drink my tea. I'm going to do whatever. But when I get on stage and, clear out a little cobwebs, and I'm good. And it's like, wow, I can do it.
So, like, because a lot of the singers in the group here today have similar issues. I'm curious how many of you deal with tension, strain, vocal fatigue, like not having that trust that you know how to deliver those big notes without blowing it out. Tell me in the chat who of you is like relating to Tom in this in terms of like,
And I have
you
allergies in the fall and in the spring,
know,
and winter does not like my voice either. So I needed this to be able to rise above all that.
but this is what we're talking about. Like when I talk about anyone, anywhere, anytime, bring it. Allergies, cool. Winter, cool. Whatever, because he has a foundation that he can trust. And now he better trust it because he's gone from his old career to doing this full time in a similar way, like when we were talking to Amy yesterday. And so I'm curious, Tom, if you were talking to some of us here, some of the singers who are in this workshop right now who wants what you have, who wants more of what we do here, thinking that they want to be in the tribe and train with us and our team and in the program, but maybe they're a little worried about will it work for them, or the time or working online instead of in person or the investment? Like what advice would you give having been through it yourself?
Okay, I had taken some training, like live in person training, and just so you know, I was working in Manhattan. Um, we were in air conditioning. I'd jump on the train and go a couple of stops and make it over there, trying to do a couple of quiet trills on the way there, and I'd show up and my voice was in horrible shape. Um, and so we do some warm ups, and like for some reason I wasn't really feeling like I was progressing in that sort of environment. So the big difference here is that um, I was already in the comfort of my home. I um, you know opened up the Zoom. I could warm up before, or I could warm up during when somebody else was going. I could listen. I could while on mute. I could try the things that you were telling the tips that you had everyone else. And by the time it was time for me to go, I was more ready. And that's that's only half of it. So afterwards, you're in a live session with somebody. You can't go back and play it back and do it over again. With this, you can, and that was huge, I have to
What were
say.
some of the big things that you remember, like from using? Because, just like you guys are getting the replays of this, and if you've coached in this context, if you're Julie or Colleen or Esther or any of the ones of you who coached in the last few days, I really hope that you went back and you watched because you'll get distinctions watching yourself back when you're not in the moment of coaching that you didn't even realize. So do you remember any particular ones where you're like, oh my God, I didn't even notice I was doing that?
Yeah, I had, well, I kind of knew about the neck tension, but when you had me like doing this, that was like, wow, Um, I remember like again coming down on notes, like keeping the soft palate, from collapsing, keeping that from happening. Um, the number one thing is keeping the lean, the support. That is right. And again, the sirening, thinking, oh, like this is a high note. The fear comes up. Am I gonna reach it? No, just siren through it,
Right.
and then boom, it's easier.
Yeah. No, you're like I remember when we would coach and it would take you a minute and then all of a sudden the light bulb would go off and then it was like, "Oh." But one of the things I am curious about is like did you have any hesitations? Like what were hesitations about that maybe you almost didn't dive in and then you
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Well, I
what
didn't think. Well, look, whenever you're doing something like this, there's always like it's an unknown, right? Um, and now looking back, I wish I'd done it 20, 30 years ago. That's my only regret, really.
well,
Um,
I'm so glad.
Also, the mental training, you're just not going to get anywhere else. That's just another plus.
Yeah. Well, I'm so glad that you did. We loved working with you, and I love going onto your Instagram and your Facebook and seeing all the shows that you're doing and all the amazing things that you're doing.
And this has
Um,
brought back so many memories
I
right now
know
today.
to be on the Zoom. You guys, please give Tom a thank you and a warm applause for joining us on his Sunday and giving us some time to share his story with us. Thank you so much, Tom. I miss you in group. We'll see you. Thank
All
you.
right, yeah, see you. Good luck to everyone.
Thank you so much, Tom. And thank you guys for spending this time on your Sunday with us. I hope that you got everything and more that you wanted out of this session today. And I also want to share a little more with you about the opportunity to train with us in the intensive program. Now, first, if you feel that you got everything you needed from our sessions so far and you're ready to go out into the world with your new technique tools, your new mindset tools, and crush it at a higher level of success in performing, auditioning, recording, and you're totally confident moving forward at this point, then no need to stick with me any longer today. I appreciate you. I value your time. And if you don't need anything more, no need to stay in the session. Go rock your tools. But if you feel like, although you're super fired up about the shifts that you're experiencing and the information and the insight that you've gained from what we've done so far, and you feel like you really could use some targeted support and you don't want to have to wing it on your own and figure it out the hard way, and you don't want to accidentally be practicing in the old bad habits because you're watching trainings but you don't have eyes and ears on you to make sure that you're implementing it in your own body the right way, and you don't want more of the same frustrations and disappointments in 2025 that you dealt with in your voice in 2024, and you want a blueprint to follow, and you want a proven system that's already vetted to go from A to Z in your singing, and you want to just skip over the trial and error, what method, what technique, like, right? Skip over all the guesswork, all the super expensive testing that I had to do, trying all these different modalities to figure out what works, what doesn't. I can just give it to you and not just walk you through the foundational method, but also show you how to implement it in your body in the most effective way. Give you the support, the accessibility, the reinforcement of the eyes and ears on you regularly to make sure that you're implementing these strategies correctly in your body. No more second guessing or practicing in bad habits without realizing it, and mirroring back to you all the ways that you're getting in your own way that you don't even realize that are affecting your impact and your voice. And so if you feel like you could use that kind of targeted support, then stick with me here because I want to walk you through how we get faster results in the intensive. So it's an opportunity that I can give you to help you take all of the work that we just started here together and bring it full circle to get those results that you want and that you need in your singing long term. So you can work the tools on your own that we've done for the past few days, or I want you to consider option 2, which is work with us in the intensive program. So the training program, the intensive, it is our flagship program. It is our all-in-one holistic training program where you get the foundation for technical mastery, finding and unleashing your unique artistry, and a blueprint for mastering your mindset. And so these are the pillars that we set with you so that you can soar to the top of your potential, access that, stand above the crowd in the competition for the career and the opportunities that you really want. And so here's specifically how we deliver that. So you have me and my team working with you. You met Annie yesterday. Judy, who's our transformational mindset coach, she's coming in tomorrow, and do not miss. She's amazing. So don't miss tomorrow. So you have me and my team working with you individually, looking at your technique every which way, coaching that within the context of your mindset and your artistry. And we do it in 3 group master classes a week. So it is one-on-one coaching in the context of a group. And so you get up to coach with me twice a week in studio class, and you come up against an edge and something that's been giving you grief, and we're working through it, and you have a big breakthrough, and your colleagues are watching. And now one of them gets up and comes up against an edge and has a breakthrough. And now you're watching and you're going, oh, I do that. And I didn't even realize I was doing that. And so now you've had a breakthrough on something that never would have come to light in the old-fashioned one-on-one context of training. So it's a huge reason why our singers get the results that they do in such a short period of time. And another reason is that you will have your own dedicated mindset coach who will work one-on-one with you to get under the hood and help you to understand the thinking going on behind the singing, the limiting beliefs, the old stories you're attaching to that don't serve you, the traumas. And I know a lot of you have done self-actualization work before, but none of you have actually seen how that stuff is showing up or not showing up in the moment of singing and affecting your body and your instrument in the ways we've seen today. Okay. So you get to work with your one-on-one mindset coach. Then you come into class and you work with me, and we're tying it all together. And so we keep the group nice and small. We never have more than about 12 to 15 singers in the program at any time. We top it out at that. Most of the time it's less because it's a lot of individual attention. And that's another reason. So you're not just getting the benefit of my individual coaching with you. You get the benefit of my coaching with every other singer in there. So you're getting answers to questions you didn't even know you had. And you're getting breakthroughs on things, like I said, that you didn't even realize were problems. And so when you work with your dedicated mindset coach, you're also going to get support on if you get overwhelmed or stuck or stressed or anything that comes up in your life that you need support with that's affecting your energy, your body, and what happens when you sing. So we go above and beyond what any other training program I know is willing to do. And that's also why we have the best results and the happiest singers. So, as far as how we do this, to build this foundation and get you everything you need, we're working together for 4 months. So it's a 4-month initial container. And here's what's cool is that everything is customized to you. So once you enroll, the first thing that happens is you'll be connected with your one-on-one mindset coach to work with you, and you have an intake call with her. And on that call, she will map out your exact game plan for the next 4 months. Exactly how to go through the program, exactly how to use all the support to get the most out of it, the parts that we'll be doing with you, the parts that you are responsible for, and everything else. So we leave no stone unturned. We make sure you have everything you need to get the transformation. And so she will walk you through all that on your welcome call. And then you get access to the first week of trainings right away. And so we have a members area and you get a login. And in that members area is where all of our module trainings are. And you get a new module that opens up for you every week. And each module has technique trainings, technique exercises, the MP3s to practice with, mindset trainings, guided meditations, thought exercises, and you have a week to make your way through the trainings. And this is not like, I was talking to Sarah about this the other day. This is not like 9 hours of content a day and I'm drinking from a fire hose. Like, this is not that. This is built for busy people, okay? It's about anywhere from 45 to maybe 75 minutes of work a day that you can spread out in peace throughout your day. Do your 15-minute meditation in the morning, come back in the afternoon, watch some of the technique trainings, do your practice. So it's built for busy people. You can fit it in throughout your day to do what you need to do, okay? So you work your way through the modules, and then you're learning your technique trainings, you're learning your mindset trainings, and then you start coming to class. And you come to studio class twice a week and mindset call once a week. These are group. And we are working with you to make sure that you're embodying and implementing everything you're learning in the trainings in the right way. And also your mindset coach then sets up your one-on-ones, answers your questions, make sure you have what you need, and you're going to realize very quickly how supported you are. That this is exactly what you need. It's exactly what you've been looking for, because guys, you're not going to have to wonder anymore what you don't know that you don't know. And that's why our singers get better results in a shorter period of time than any other coaching method. And I have been a student in them all. I have coached in them all. And if I thought something else worked better, like if I thought old-fashioned one-on-one lessons worked better, like come in person once a week, have a lesson, I would be doing that. But it doesn't get the same results. And so this is, to me, the most effective 360 way to get really fast results in a way that is lasting. I don't want you to have to be on the proverbial tit of your teacher all the time. You know how many singers are like, oh my God, I have an audition, I gotta go see my teacher. Oh my God, I'm going into the studio, I gotta go see my teacher. And it's like, you have tools, you should have those tools, right? Like, if that's the case, then that teacher is not doing their job. Just saying. So my goal is to be able to give you the best possible foundation for all aspects: skill set, mindset, artistry. And that's what we do and how we do it in the 4 month intensive training. So as you know, our usual program tuition is $9K, but I'm giving a bunch of bonuses to those who enroll before this coming Wednesday at the end of the workshop. So the first bonus, again, is a huge tuition discount. It's a $2,000 discount off the tuition from now until Wednesday night for everyone in the workshop. So tuition becomes either 4 payments if you break it up. It's 4 payments of, what is it, $1,897, or the most discounted is $7K pay in full until midnight Wednesday night. Second bonus is we're going to give you feedback and critique of an audition self-tape. So if you're someone who does a lot of audition self-tapes, you need to know what you're doing that might be accidentally sabotaging your success and results in those self-tapes, to make sure that you show up in the highest, and best of your ability and energy on those self-tapes. So that's the second bonus, is an audition self-tape critique for you on one of your songs. Also, an audit of your artist website or your landing page or your EPK, whatever you're using. If you're a recording artist, or whatever, also need to make sure, are there things on there that are accidentally sabotaging you that you don't even know, that you don't even realize as you go out for professional opportunities. Um, and then the fourth bonus is the first three singers who pay in full will get two one-on-ones with me in addition to working in the program during the program. So if you want to learn more about the intensive training program, Ashley is going to put the link in the chat to where you can find information and where you can take care of your enrollment. We have really flexible payment options. You can do 4 payments, break it up into payments $18.97. Or we also have third-party funding partners like PayPal, for example. PayPal does, depending on like the rate and the term that you qualify for, you can break it up into 12 payments, 12 monthly payments, 36 monthly payments. They also have 0% interest for 6 months on those who qualify for that. So that link is on the payment page under PayPal on our page. The other thing is we do have also third-party funding partners like SoFi who will do personal loans for singers who really need this to get their career off the ground. Like, you guys, this is your business. This is the business of your singing. And it's like there is no income until there is impact. And so just like anything else, if you want to finance it and you want to, spread it out over 24 months, 36 months, we have third-party funding partners that I am happy to tell you about and give you information about. Book a discovery call with me. We'll talk about your unique situation. I've worked with so many singers, guys, to help them figure out the financing, get creative, like get resourceful. One of the best things that one of our singers last year told me about that so many of our singers do now is you get a 0% interest credit card. You guys know about that? It's like the credit card companies, they want your business, right? And so they want you to choose their bank. So they'll say no interest on all purchases for the first 12 months, 18 months, 24 months, whatever that is. And so if you can qualify for that, that is a no-brainer. Because that is, you slap the 7K on the card. You have, I know, like, for example, Wells Fargo right now has Wells Fargo has 21 months no interest right now. If you qualify for that card, it's 21 months no interest on 7K. If you pay in a little bit each month over 21 months, guys, it's a little over $300 a month for free money, no interest. So all of this is to say is that I'm inviting you to be all in. If you want significant changes in your singing and your life, and that's a hard thing to do, guys, it is not the norm. It is not what most people do. Most people just sit in their own habits and their own shit, and they complain and complain about why nothing's ever getting better, and they're not doing a damn thing about it. So if you want significant changes to your singing, to your career, to your journey with your voice, I'm inviting you to be all in. And I'm inviting that of you because I know what you want to do, who you want to be, artistically, vocally, personally. 2 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Guys, we don't do the norm here. We don't. You can't be doing normal and expect extraordinary. So that is my invitation and the commitment that we have here so that you stop settling. You stop playing small with your talent and have the best team to guide you to the best results in the shortest period of time. So if you want to book a short discovery call to find out and talk to me if the training program is a good fit for you, if it's going to meet your specific goals, your specific singing goals, then book a short call with me in the next few days. Again, it's not a coaching call. This is a call to talk about what is going on, what we've gone over about the program in the last few minutes, and see if this is a fit for you to move forward and meet your goals. And if it's not, that's okay too. So anyone who is on my schedule before Wednesday night and you decide you do want to enroll in the program, will have access to all the bonuses and all the discounts and stuff like that. You guys can enroll at any time after Wednesday. If you haven't booked a call with me or if you haven't taken care of your enrollment before then, the program doesn't go away. It's just at our normal 9K tuition after that. So I want to put that link. I think Ashley, let me see the chat. Oh yeah, you just put that call in the chat. Okay, tomorrow, guys, we're gonna talk about finding your unique sound and making a song your own. And tomorrow I'm gonna give you a step-by-step process to tap into your special sauce, your unique artistry. I know a lot of singers feel like I don't know what my sound is. What is my how do I make the song my own? I can sound like the artist who does it, or I want to sound like the artist who does it, but I don't even know what is mine to bring to this. So tomorrow, we're going to talk all about how to be more than just a good parrot and how to access your authenticity, your unique sound to make audiences want to keep coming back for more for you and hire you and listen to your records and cast you in these opportunities. So that's tomorrow. Don't miss it. Play with your energy exploration cards tonight. And again, if you want to learn more about the details of the intensive or you want to take care of your enrollment, then here's that link again in the chat. All of the information is there, the timing of our classes, how we work everything. And if you need to talk to me about specific timing issues, funding issues, whatever it may be, then get on my calendar for that call. And if you just know that training with us feels aligned for you, then get in before that $2,000 discount expires on Wednesday. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for showing up to yourself and your gifts on this Sunday. I will see you tomorrow in the session. We have 3 more days of the workshop. Stay in it to win it, and I'll see you guys then. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Bye, everybody.